Ah, boy. It's not coffee? Milo and coffee. I know it isn't this chocolatey thing there. I want to know, is that? Milo and coffee. That's a Ravi's original mix. Yes, now. It isn't good. I'm just saying, I wasn't expecting, Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, Actually, it isn't good. Milo and coffee, All right. They're experimenting at Ravi's. More than 35 folks at Ravi's, man. All right. It is Wednesday, so we got a packed show. We got acting ASP Pit will be joining us at 6:30 behind the badge. So we're going to chat with him. But before we get to Pit, we got to get to the news day. Good morning to all of our regional viewers, everybody watching us internationally. All right. So here we go. Trinidad and Tobago to deport 200 Venezuelans in jail. And PM rejects Colombia's appeal and reaffirms war on traffickers. Blow them to pieces. Now that headline is a bit misleading. All right? But of course we have to sensationalize it, so blow them to pieces, right? But let's see what she actually said. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar has rejected a call from Colombian President Gustavo Petro to search for the bodies of those killed by the U.S. in an airstrike on an alleged drug boat on September the 2nd. In an immediate response to Newsday via WhatsApp on September 9th, Persad-Bissessar said, the Trinidad and Tobago government will not waste resources on searching for the remains of the 11 people who were killed. However, she said, any carcass that washes up on our shores, we will recover it. In a post on X, formerly Twitter, on September the 9th, Petro said, it is extremely important that the Caribbean people of Trinidad and Tobago search for remains of the civilian dead from the U.S. bombing of a civilian vessel about which we do not know if it was carrying drugs, and if it was, it should not have been bombed. The bombing took place in the territorial waters of Trinidad and Tobago, and did the island's government give permission? Life comes first, always and everywhere, end quote. His appeal came days after two bodies washed ashore on Trinidad's northeastern coastline over the weekend. The first was found on September the 5th and the second on September the 7th. Police said the bodies had burns and missing limbs consistent with an explosion. The police said the first body resembled someone of Spanish descent and was naked. Persad-Bissessar took umbrage with Petro's statement, saying, and this is what she said, our Coast Guard resources will be utilized for the protection of our borders, not to look for dead drug traffickers. She also challenged Petro, saying the boat was not a civilian vessel and there would be consequences for those doing illegal acts. The drugs on that boat brings death to persons here, destroys families and careers, and fractures our society. Those drugs bring more death and despair than conventional weapons. We are in a war against drug trafficking. There will be consequences. I much prefer seeing drug and gun traffickers blown to pieces than seeing hundreds of our citizens murdered each year because of drug-fueled gang violence. And that is the context of the statement. But if you read the headline alone, you would swear in the response, the Prime Minister said, look, blow them to pieces. It's not that type of statement. She said, I would rather see drug traffickers blown to pieces than Trinidad and Tobago citizens killed because of gang violence due to the drug trade. Right? So that's the context here. And by the way, there were some responses in terms of comments that were posted under the Colombian president's post on X, where, well, he was in for it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to find some of the comments here. Petro also received backlash on X for his post, with Mexican musician and author Jesus Romero saying, "And who takes care of the remains of the guerrillas executed by the Colombian government? You are responsible for the coca crops." Another user said, "He speaks about the innocent lives in Trinidad and Tobago, but remains silent about the lives lost in Cauca, Arauca, and Cataumbo. He speaks of reconciliation for Venezuela, but denies justice and dignity to Colombians." So he was in for his backlash as well. And by the way, did you all see Maduro's latest, I tell you that comedy, yes? Maduro apparently tried to throw Colombia under the bus, saying, "Hey, all the time he said he ready the troops and all kind of thing, eh? No, after he tried to flee to Cuba, I think, he couldn't flee to Cuba because the US in the water, so he get blocked. He tried to go to Brazil. The Brazilian government said, "Nah, we want no part of you." He and Colombia have the dealings, but now that everything kind of coming down on him now, he say, "Hey, understand that we don't manufacture cocaine here in Venezuela, and it's coming from Colombia. Is Colombia you need to target it, not Venezuela." Oh God, Lord, Father, yeah, I tell you. Oh God. PM says parents must raise their children responsibly. WASA said to complete Beetham highway repairs. Student back in class 3 months after horrific assault. Brave return to Holy Faith Convent. Prime Minister says 200 jailed Venezuelans to be deported. Dabadi man gunned down at home. 10 Venezuelans arrested for attempting to enter Trinidad and Tobago illegally. Police arrested 10 Venezuelans who were attempting to enter the country illegally on the morning of September 8th. Police said officers of the Southwestern Division intercepted a vessel about 1 mile from shore in Erin around 7 a.m. carrying Venezuelans between 7 and 25 years old. You don't leave foul to watch corn, boy. Cipriani College this weekend. Or look out for it. Stewart says nursing program suspension affecting healthcare. Red Cross trains Venezuelan migrants in emergency response. First Citizens get stable rating from S&P. That's Standard and Poor's. And those are some of the headlines in the paper. All right? Those are some of the headlines in the paper. Classes resume at Mason Hall Government Primary School. Former Arawak director Robin Phillips has died. 57-year-old man drowns at Los Heroes Beach. All right. And Scotiabank TT records $531 million in profit. And still, Stefan Ron does pay more money than them in our 5K. All right, no problem. I had to throw that in there, fellas. You understand? I wish I could record that kind of profit, boy. Everything in sports would I get something. Youths, the youths would have real thing. Football, cricket, badminton, volleyball, you name it. You would have something going on constantly. I hope Watson and them know what they're doing. Anyway, 10 minutes past the hour, 6 o'clock. Setwires Holistic Health Clinic. So it's very simple. It's powered by nutritional therapy. Stop managing those diseases when you could reverse them. And they specialize in reversing several types of diseases. You could see them on the television right now. So it's drug-free, supplement-free, root cause healing through nutritional therapy. Book your appointment today by calling or WhatsApping Set on 279-3935 or 761-1952. All right? Make sure and get in contact with him as it relates to reversing those diseases that you may be suffering from. Also, elders. So we're going to congratulate all students on completing their CXC and CSEC exams. And if you're feeling uncertain about your next steps, look no further, because Elders is excited to announce free CAPE classes, including CAPE Law, taught by the esteemed Mrs. Pamela Elder, SC. And if you're disappointed with your CSEC results, don't give up. Your journey isn't over. Step into success with Elders classes, where a legacy of exceptional teaching helps students rise, rebuild, and reach their full potential. Now, they offer a diverse range of CSEC subjects and SAT prep classes at affordable rates and flexible times. Explore the offerings on Facebook and Instagram, and reach out to them on 627-8632 or 715-5480. All right, and you'll get all the details there. Remember, it is Elders, tried, trusted, and proven. It's very important when it's proven. Okay? And finally, you know why we'll talk about safety and security? We must mention Flow. That's right. Flow Armor. So get non-stop protection with Armor Security, with 24/7 monitoring, instant alerts, motion sensors, and rapid response. You and your loved ones stay protected day and night. Armor Security, powered by Flow in partnership with All Pro Security. Protection that moves to your beat. Visit discoverflow.co for details. Now, it's on the front page of the paper here. Blow them to pieces. So we have this issue here with the Colombian president now weighing in on things and so on and so forth. We know the children are back out to school. Pitt will be joining us in a little bit. He'll talk about that. In terms of the body cameras and the information that I requested yesterday from Pitt, the Commissioner of Police has said very clearly to the media just yesterday, when asked about it, he said he will give details on that in time to come, right? So Pitt and they wouldn't have that information because the TTPS is not given that information just yet. Okay? The commissioner was very straightforward on that. He was asked about it, the $25 million cancellation contract that they canceled with the body cameras. He was asked for specific reasons as to why it was canceled, and he said he can't speak on that right now, but he will on a later date. And I got to leave that right there because that's the commissioner making that statement. All right? But before we go to the phone lines, because I want to open the phone lines for a quick, just quickly here before we take the break and get to Behind the Badge. I met a lovely lady yesterday. She watches the program. Good morning to Marcia. All right? And she mentioned something to me that I needed to mention since we have been traveling this year. Chris knows what it is, but he doesn't know I'm going to mention it this morning. And what she mentioned to me, I didn't get to experience until I came back from New York the other day. The airport. I just want to mention this, and those of you who could weigh in, you could, you know, it's practically an open forum because we have Behind the Badge this morning in just a little bit. I don't have time to get into no topic and whatever. You want to comment on so many papers, fine. You want to comment on this, no problem. Couple things with the airport. One, the arrival form. In Antigua, Chris, what happened when we went to Antigua? QR code. That's right. So in Antigua, when you're going to the airport in Antigua, and Antigua is a smaller island in Trinidad and Tobago, we are supposed to be the America of the Caribbean. We should have been the Dubai of the Caribbean. All right? But yet here we are with an arrival form that is still at a write out. And they pass it off on Caribbean Airlines. You need an arrival form, you need an arrival form. In Antigua and St. Vincent. Well, St. Vincent we can't talk about because they walk us straight out the airport. So we didn't have to go through no procedure there. They treat us like royalty. When you fly into Antigua, all they ask you for is a QR code. You get that QR code when you go and you register online, correct? Right. You just say yes or no because I want to make sure I have it correct. So when you go and you register online, you fill out all the information online, they give you a QR code. Bam! When you reach to the airport, it has nothing to write out. When you reach, they say, you got your QR code, you hold up your phone like this, they scan the QR code, all the information comes up on the computer, you're free to go. Well, of course, when you're going to the US and whatever, it has nothing to fill out either. You just take your picture wherever and you go your way, right? Nice. That is one. That arrival form. because we're way behind the rest of the world. And while we might have I think we have the biggest airport in the Caribbean, I could be mistaken, but I know it was given an award some years back. But we can't want to have the best airport, or we can't want to be the leader in the Caribbean, and we're so far behind as it relates to the airport. Okay? Secondly, the car park. The car park. It is the first time that the person picking me up had to use the car park. They would usually circle, because I would message them and say, look, I'm almost outside, and they would circle around and come around and pick me up, right? But this time, because it had a delay in the airport, they had to use the car park. So we gone in the car park, me and Chris. I dropped Chris home. And on the way out, the ticket ain't registering. Why? Because the ticket only valid for 20 minutes. Right? And I had a delay at the airport, so the vehicle was there for more than 20 minutes. You have to go back now. And this is what the elderly lady mentioned to me yesterday. She said, Stefan, my knees ain't good. Ting. I'm an elderly person. Why it is you have to walk into the lobby to purchase the ticket for the car park? You have to go into the lobby to purchase the ticket. I didn't even know that until we used the car park the other day. You have to go into the lobby to purchase the ticket. And then she had to come back to the car park for us to leave, because now she had to scan the fresh ticket. Correct, Chris? That's what happened. Everywhere else in the world, you're going into a car park, you have a little machine here, it gives you a slip or a ticket or whatever, the ticket at the time that you come in. This is in the advanced world, And then when you're going out now, you pay whatever the fee is for however long you're in the car park. So why the change the system? Why you want to go in the lobby to buy a ticket? Anyway, look, 327-7400. They need to fix that system in the airport. That system is making no sense at all. Right? That system is making no sense. I couldn't believe that. And you see, it hit me now. Because I know, when we went in JFK, although JFK packed with, if you see how fast it is moving that airport, right? Because everything more advanced. You go to Antigua, same thing. People getting through, pop, QR code. It's not nothing to follow, no arrival form to ride on or no slip on that kind of thing. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same thing when you go Miami too. And we flew out from Fort Lauderdale last year when we were coming back. And when you're flying out, they don't even tell you to take your laptop out of the bag. In Fort Lauderdale, they never tell you to take the laptop out of the bag. But I see in JFK, I think they do that. So some places they do it, some places they don't. I just find we're real primitive. And if we want to look at tourism and we want to, you had first impressions last. Somebody coming into the airport, they get an arrival form on the plane and look to man. Hello, morning. Yeah, we taking, hold on, caller. Let them connect that here. Right, lovely. Go ahead.
Stefan, good morning.
Morning. Go ahead.
That arrival form, I still wonder about that. Why are we still filling that out? We are so far behind. Anyway, the machines they had at immigration.
The machines they have at immigration. Oh God, she reconnecting. I lost her there. Oh God, taking too long.
Machines.
All right, yeah, go ahead. We lost connection there. Repeat what you said about the machines.
Yeah, I wasn't hearing you. You hearing me?
I'm hearing you now. Go ahead. The machines at immigration.
The machines at immigration. When you go into immigration, after you fill out that form and you have to go and hand it to the immigration officer, they had some machines there where you could bypass the line. This was some time ago. I noticed those machines not there for a while now. Whatever happened to that?
I do not know. I do not know.
You remember they had some machines there that cost how much money they spent for the machines?
I think so, yeah.
I was wondering, but was the purpose of that? Because after
Yeah.
you go to the machine, you still have to go to the immigration officer. Why
All right.
they had the machines there, where the machines gone, nobody knows. I have no clue what happened to that. And
All
with
right.
regard to the ticket for the car park, I thought when you get the ticket, when you go into the car park, you have when you are leaving, then you go and pay, because what was happening is people would go and pay as soon as they reach, so they would only pay for 1 hour, and sometimes they're there for 2-3 hours, and then they are leaving. I remember the ticket saying something about you pay 20 minutes before you leave, up to 20 minutes before you leave.
Well, we
And
were
this is
told.
where you go anywhere.
We were told when we were trying to leave, the ticket wasn't registered, so the bar wouldn't raise. And the security came out from Bhutan and said, what time you purchased the ticket? And when we told her the time, she said the ticket only valid for 20 minutes. You had to go and get our next ticket. That's what we were
No,
told.
it's up to 20 minutes before you leave. When you get the ticket, you go to the airport, and when you are leaving, then you go and pay.
Oh, well, I
That's how
know.
I know
Yeah,
it.
I don't know.
That's how I know it.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
you have 20 minutes. You pay 20 minutes before you leave, up to 20 minutes before you leave.
Before you leave,
So
all
that
right.
way you pay for the hour, or yes, before you leave.
Okay.
When you are leaving, then you go and pay as you do anywhere else in the world. Well, I can't say I know for sure in the States, up to 20 minutes before you leave. And parking in the airport, in JFK or LaGuardia or wherever, the parking up there is something, it's not easy, you know. And you have to pay for however long you stay in that airport, you have to pay.
All
You
right.
don't get free parking.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
No, I'm not saying, I have no problem with paying, you know. What I'm saying is, she was told that she had to get a ticket to go to the car park. Where you get any ticket in the lobby? You went to the lobby and purchased a ticket. But she was in the car park for more than 20 minutes. So when time to leave now and the ticket wasn't registering, the security said, well, the ticket is only 20 minutes. So I don't know if she was advised one way, and then I don't know. Morning, but if you know the system, tell me, because that's the first time I ever used the car park. So I really, really know in it. Morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Stefan.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Mr. Stefan, I had an experience a night when I went there for the first time too, right, in the car park, right? And it's the most scariest thing to be in the airport in the car park in the night. Very scary. Because at the time it didn't have no security and thing, and you're seeing people walking here, a car coming, and if you sit down in the vehicle, it's really scary. And we had what really to go and pay, and then because we didn't know, we went out just to and then the security said no, all you had to go and pay. So then it was a friend driving the car. He packed up the car and then he went and paid. And we come back, and the ticket was even given trouble to even register for we to come out. The security know how to come out and take the ticket and to push it in for we to come out, you know?
Okay.
So it's a thing, what has happened? And let me tell you something. Why it is when you had the park there and or destination, you have to say it's Piaco, Port of Spain. Why it cannot be Piaco, Trinidad? You know, because your residential area, if you live in Port of Spain, for instance, you cannot say your residential area is Port of Spain, Piaco. You understand? A person who live in Piaco cannot say the residential area is Piaco, Port of Spain.
Right.
You know? So why you have to put on that from Piaco, Port of Spain? Why it cannot be Piaco, Trinidad?
Okay.
You
I thought that's what it was, not Piaco, Trinidad.
No, Port of Spain.
I never noticed that, you know. I just put Piaco.
No, you must watch that. It's Piaco, Port of Spain. Right? And before I go, I just want to send a little message to Puran. Anybody listening this morning, tell Puran when you're playing in Guyana, bowl your spin bowlers 9 overs first before you bowl any fast bowling. Because Guyana is a spinner's ground. And bowl them in sequence. That's what I have to say this one, Mr. Stefan.
No problem,
Thank
man.
you very much.
Let me see if I can squeeze 2 more very quickly before we get hey, look, Obi calling. And he get through, eh? Yeah, Obi. Hello?
and move. You hear now?
Yeah. And I forget to mention the machines at JFK that you could do the registration. You didn't have a lineup and all of that. And anyhow, you go ahead.
Yeah, I had to call this morning because you deal with something that it's not new for me as far as Trinidad and Tobago's airport is concerned. All right? One, the issue you're raising with regards to the filling out of the form, you're 100% right. That doesn't just apply to the islands you mentioned. Every island from Barbados go right back. Run the QR code. In fact, when you're checking in Trinidad before you leave to go, right? They ask you where you're going, and they tell them they give you a QR code to scan. With that QR code, you enter all your data one time, so that by the time you arrive there, the process is seamless. And that is rocket science, because generating a QR code right now is standard procedure. You could do it for anything. I could generate a QR code to find out if Stefan knows big or it's small, and get a QR code done for it. It's a simple, straightforward process. But my concern with our airport extends to more than just that. As a citizen visiting the other islands and coming back home, it bothers me when I come off the plane and I enter immigrations, there is copious amount of electronic signs in the immigrations area. And what I have a problem with is when I'm looking up at these sites and I am seeing promotions for Barbados and promotions for Antigua, come to this island and do this and do that, related to everything outside of Trinidad and Tobago. And this is not done when you get into the airport. I'm talking about when you're in the immigration line, whether you're in the US line or as a or the line for a non-citizen or the line as a citizen. What you're seeing is the marketing and promotion of everything else but Trinidad and Tobago. You're seeing the marketing for all other festivals and events for other countries, other islands, and I think that there should be some level of control into what you present to people who are walking in, who are coming into Trinidad and getting the Trinidad and Tobago experience. They shouldn't be bombarded with, at that point, marketing for somewhere else.
Right.
I feel that the people making the decisions in the airport with regards should have put a mandate in that says, okay, listen, you can market those things, but market them outside. The first impression should be all about my island, my country, and the things that we have available on indigenous to here, and that there should be some level of control there. The second thing is a hustle that has been existing in the airport since I was a little boy. When they had the old airport, they had porters because of the long walk and stuff. And what used to happen is as you come out of the immigration, the customs area with your bags and stuff, the porters would be there with their tray and stuff, and they put the bags and stuff on it, and you pay them a little something and they drop you. But the distance was quite long in the old airport. When they built the new airport, they didn't know what to do with the porters, so they created a system where they had a rule there. You come into customs, you pick up your bags, there's some really nice trolleys and stuff there that you can move your bag around to get it to the customs officer and have them examined, etc. But the minute you hit the customs door, those trolleys, you cannot use them. You have to drop them at the customs door. And the distance from the customs door to the main road, to where you have to go outside, is less than 30 feet. But you must pay a porter to take your bags from there. I have seen visitors, a woman coming with 2 children and 5 suitcases, and she have to put everything down there and get a man to carry for and pay him. The hustle begins as you walk through that door. Your first experience in Trinidad is somebody telling you, no, you can't remove the trolley from here. You have to pay somebody to take, or give them pay them somebody to move you 30 feet a distance that you could actually be watching. It's an embarrassment. It's something that welcomes you to Trinidad in the most negative way possible, because you're being told everywhere in the world you're getting cards, and the cards just go all outside, and they have people who just walk around and pick up those cards. And I can't understand why they can't use the porters in that way, have the porters be the ones that gather the cards when they're done and bring them back. Right? Instead of this low-grade hustle that have these fellas lining around the door, and as you're coming out, they're like, no, you can't do that. And they take you the trolley from you, and then you figure out what you do with your bag, or you put the point on the chicken and you pay them a money to drop it at distance that is less than 30 feet. It's embarrassing, and it's something that has been existing for years that nobody has tried to fix. As far as the airport, as far as the car park is concerned, I have to disagree with you there, because the car park situation is international standard, and most people who are accustomed using those automated car parks know. What you are allowed is 20 minutes from the time you pay your ticket You have 20 minutes on your thing. As far
Okay.
as most car parks are concerned, that is ample time from having paid your ticket to get to your car and depart the facility. And that exists the world over. Even in the mall car parks in US and in other Caribbean countries, etc.
Okay.
You pay.
No, but you had to go in a lobby to buy that ticket?
It's a cashless situation. There's a machine there. There was a machine at the doorway of the thing, so you can use your cards and you can even put cash in that machine.
Okay.
And then there's the actual teller. So if you're not too tech savvy and you're not sure, then you go into the lobby and you pay. But that process happens when you're about to leave. So once you check in your car in the car park, you have your ticket. When you're ready to leave, you go. You make your payment and then you leave. Because once you make your payment, you have 20 minutes. That means more than enough time to go find your vehicle, load your bags, and get out of the airport.
Oh, well,
but
all right.
It's not something unique to Trinidad. It's a standard thing worldwide. Anywhere you go in the world, if you go in the malls in most countries, that's how it is. The mall, you get your ticket going in, and when you're coming out, you make your payment, and you go to your car and you just scan it and leave. So it's not an unusual thing. It's just a matter of understanding the use of it. So I don't want to disagree with you with. But the other things you raise, as far as our airport is concerned, 100% right. And I really and truly wish someone would pay attention, because we in Trinidad and Tobago, we suffer from not understanding how we look to people coming in. And when we go to other countries and we see how they are treated from the whole welcome point and entry and that kind of stuff. And there's so many things about how we exist that's flawed and it goes unnoticed.
Right.
Those signs in the airport, to watch an advertisement for another country while you're even clear immigration to enter your own country yet, but you're watching them market another country in your country. It hurts you as a Trinbagonian to look at it and to realize that nobody notices it. They do have no corporations or companies in Trinidad that's willing to market and advertise the wares for people entering Trinidad. That's more important than, say, one of the other islands. I'm happy the islands see Trinidad is big enough to market, but placement of it as the first impression of coming in. You forget where you're coming in, because imagine you're standing in that line there and you're looking up and all you're seeing is Antigua Food Festival. They say, oh, yes, Barbados, and you're in Trinidad.
Right.
You're walking into Trinidad, you're standing in immigration line to get your entry into the country, but you're being marketed another country.
No.
Something about that to me is contradictory. That's just my opinion.
All right. Well, cool, man. Thanks a lot. Yeah. As I said with the car park, it's the first time we had to use the car park. I don't hold up there because I go to the break and get to behind the badge, but it's the first time we use the car park. So the experience was we were going out, right? Because, well, Charlene had already buy the ticket. So maybe she did it the wrong way because she didn't understand the system. And on the way out, we took a little, I know when she bought the ticket, I would have been more than 20 minutes because I was delayed. And then she had to go back and buy another ticket. So I found that odd. So I said, well, why you had to go? She said, no, you had to go inside it. And then the elderly lady raised it with me as to why you had to go in the lobby to buy the ticket and that kind of thing, why. But I think it's probably knowing the system. So I'll take my correction on that one because that make more sense as was explained by Obi and I think the first caller, that you pay 20 minutes before you leave. So that is ample time. 20 minutes before you leave is ample time. All right, so, but it have some other things that we need to get up to date at our airport, I'm telling you, to make the process easier for people that coming into Trinidad and Tobago. Right? Nobody want to come into a country where it has complications. We have to make it as easy as possible, and we have to impress people too. From the word go, you should be impressed with the speed at which we operate and the courtesy, the way that you're greeted and things like that. And yes, I want to agree with Obi on that. We can't be advertising other islands and saying, come to this island and come to our island at our airport. We had to advertise us. We could advertise them too, but we had to advertise us primarily. You know what I mean? Anyway, we're 25 minutes away from the hour of 7 o'clock. We got to get to behind the badge. So stay tuned. Acting ASP Pit is up next.
Calling all choir. This is TNT's first gospel choir event of its kind. It's finally here. This is Divine Harmonies. Choirs from all over the country will vie for over $250,000 in prizes. Semi-final round, the East-West Corridor, Saturday, September 20th, Central and South Trinidad, Saturday, September 27th, and Tobago, Saturday, October 4th. To register, call 719-9599. TNT, get ready. This is Divine Harmony.
Everybody sing it.
Protection that moves to your beat. Protect your home with Armor Security. With 24/7 monitoring, instant alerts, motion sensors, and rapid response, you and your loved ones stay protected day and night. Sign up for the Protector or Commander package today and get a free security camera and installation. Armor Security, powered by Flow, in partnership with All Pro Security. We keep your rhythm flowing. Visit us in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
Welcome to South Point Hotel Barbados, your gateway to a luxury oasis of tranquility, comfort, and impeccable service. Nestled along the popular south coast of Barbados, South Point Hotel is a true haven for those seeking relaxation, rejuvenation, and unforgettable experiences. From the moment you arrive, you'll be enveloped by an ambiance of serenity that effortlessly blends with the stunning flora and fauna surrounding you. The accommodations are spacious, elegant, and thoughtfully designed to ensure maximum comfort. Each room offers a perfect retreat where you can unwind, rejuvenate, and be pampered with the exceptional service of attentive staff. Indulge in the extraordinary at Driftwood, the in-house restaurant, where culinary excellence meets coastal charm. Driftwood's menu is a celebration of fresh, local ingredients, expertly crafted to create a dining experience that will take your palate on a delightful gastronomic journey the Bajan way. Whether you're here to relax by the pool, enjoy a delicious meal, or explore the enchanting beaches nearby, every moment at South Point Hotel is crafted to exceed your expectations. Book your stay today and immerse yourself in the luxury oasis that South Point Hotel offers. Discover a destination where every detail is thoughtfully curated for your enjoyment. South Point Hotel Barbados, creating memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, email them at reservations@southpointhotelbarbados.com or call 1246-424-7744 or check out the website www.southpointbarbados.com.
Downers Educational Institute is the top private school in Trinidad and Tobago with 35 years experience and tremendous student success. One of the most trusted education providers in the industry. Downers offers full-time day school classes for forms 1 to 5 and evening classes for primary level standards 2 to 5, secondary level forms 1 to 5, and also classes for adults and repeaters. For CSEC, Downers covers the business subjects and is one of the few private schools that offer the science subjects, physics, chemistry, and biology as well. Online classes are currently being offered in all areas. However, Downers Educational is flexible and will adjust as the situation changes to offer both online and in-person schooling. They also offer affordable pricing and flexible payment plans. Downers Educational, located at number 92 Charlotte Street, Port of Spain. Call 627-9491 or WhatsApp 737-8006 and 471-0477. Visit their website, downerseducationalinstitute.com. Email downersedu@gmail.com or find them on Facebook at Downers Educational Institute. Downers Educational, offering success through quality education.
Every day at the castle, long before we open our doors, our work begins. Our famous seasonings are mixed in advance. We select our fresh chicken parts and prep our delicious sides. Then we fire up the fryers and rotisserie oven. Everything is made with tasty local herbs, spices, and the same long-loved recipe since 1968. So, when you come in, remember that we uphold our culture and our taste just for you. We are your Royal Castle.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supplier of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78 Bamboo Settlement number 2 Valsain between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645 845-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Boy, oh boy, what are going on? Are you looking stressed out? Why, if you need no real pressure right now, trying to register for my associate degree. It's real expensive, plus I have no maths. I didn't pass maths. Real pressure. You know what to do, are you? Oh, you looking happy, so? But I must be happy. I get all my subjects, plus I get one in law. So I'm looking to go and register to do my law degree right now. Serious? But why you didn't do Form 6 like me? In LS, it's free, plus your parents could save money for your university as well. And you could even do your maths at the same time. I could do over my maths? I'm telling you. Let me go now and register. I have to go and sign up for it. But you sticking, you should have come here a long time, you know. Well, I'm so glad you told me about this. I'm really thankful.
We offer a wide range of CSEC subjects and SAT prep classes. We are tried, trusted, and proven.
All right, people, so we are 17 minutes away from the hour of 7 o'clock, and we're going to be joined by acting ASP Pit in just a little bit. We have him via Zoom, but before we go to Pit, I just want to run this clip so people understand what we're talking about. There was an incident in Freeport that took place with a fellow on a bike, like they had some bike show or something or the other, and the police apparently were called into action for some reason or the other, and it was total chaos. Director, just run me the clip now.
Watch him! The driver, best syndrome! Driver, best syndrome! Police complaint in the morning! Consent! Pull your gun! Pull him gun! Pull your gun now! Pull your gun now! Pull your gun now! You're drunk! I'm going to bet you driving tonight. You're drunk! You're drunk! You're drunk! You're drunk! All that drunk, man. All that drunk, man. All that drunk. Watch out, all that drunk. Watch out, the drunk. All the drunks. All that drunk, man. Yeah. Come on.
Acting ASP Pit with us. Pit, good morning to you.
Blessed morning, Stefan. Blessed morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Now, before you give any commentary on that, I have a caller on the line here who is familiar with, who could give us a little explanation as to what took place, who have a little information, and maybe you could respond in turn, or maybe look into the matter. But I have him on the line here. Morning. Hello? Yeah, morning, man.
What's going on?
Well, we got acting ASP Pit here. Now, you are familiar with the incident that took place there in Freeport, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just explain what happened, because we know video footage. We don't know what started it. We don't know what happened before. We don't know what happened after. So let's explain it.
Apparently, it had a bike show, a bar, right? Where some people was actually doing a little drifting and thing on the bike.
Okay.
But this bike man actually parked up on the side. When was about minutes to 12, he decided to leave. And when he started up the bike and was going to leave, the police pushed him off the bike, slam him onto the ground, as you see in the video, they slam him onto the ground. One of the police had their foot, they started kicking him up first. Started to kick him up first. One of the police, the other one of the police had his foot on the man here.
Okay.
Now, this little guy must be not even bigger than you.
All right. I got a big fella, you know. But, all right, yeah, go ahead.
This guy is a small fella.
Right.
Right now, this guy is suffering with damages done to his throat by kicking him into his throat, belly.
Okay.
I mean, he suffered some serious licks him. Now, this morning, the charges among this morning, the charge him with 3 charges this morning. One is resisting arrest. One is resisting arrest. One is damages to a police vehicle. And the other one is so I forget the other one, but there's 3 charges that is minor charges to this incident right now.
All right. Resisting arrest, damage to a police vehicle.
He's previously locked up right now, still locked up in jail.
Okay. And this was in Freeport, right?
Yeah, this happened in Freeport on Sunday morning.
Okay. All right. Well, let me give Pitt a little time to respond here. But thanks for the information.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Pitt.
Yes, Stefan.
All right. So I know. We under SOE, but I mean, we looking at the video footage there. In terms of the 2 charges that was mentioned, he couldn't remember the third one: resisting arrest and damage to a police vehicle. Now, I mean, I watching the video, I not seen the guy resisting. I see they pull him off the bike and he's on the ground.
Well, I liked how you start the discussion, or you started the discussion in terms of saying that, you know, there are things that we may not have been privy to prior to when this incident, whoever started the tape, prior to this starting to tape. The caller mentioned something, though, that is very significant, and he mentioned that the individual involved in the incident was charged. He's presently detained. And for that reason, it tells me now that this matter is before the courts. And if this matter is before the courts, then anyone pronouncing on it outside of that, more or less, will be highly speculative, one, and not considerate of the fact that it is sub judice, meaning that subject to judicial scrutiny. So for that reason, if there are persons who believe that they can lend to whatever occurred, then they are free to go to the court and offer themselves as witnesses. And that is where these matters are deliberated and adjudicated upon, so that each side can present their evidence, and the judicial officer, based on what is presented, comes to a conclusion. Holistically speaking, though, from a policing perspective, and this is being general, the issue of persons being reckless regarding their maneuvering of vehicles for the purpose of entertainment and all these things, it poses a tremendous safety risk. And we must intervene in situations of this nature to ensure that, good sense prevails and the road safety, the rules, the regulations, the laws are preserved. So we would want to dissuade persons, generally speaking, from, getting themselves involved in these type of gatherings and this type of activities. We know that there are places that are designated to conduct such activities, and these places are so designed that it doesn't put the persons who are spectators at a position of risk and compromise, and even those persons who are directly involved from the perspective of being drivers and riders, as the case may be. And I will repeat, this is without prejudice to this matter, as I indicated before, that clearly it's a matter that is engaging the attention of the court.
Okay, I just want to make it clear that that last statement that you made there is speaking in general and not specific to the actual bike show that took place there.
Appreciate.
Okay. Well, with the matter being before the court, because the person is in custody, what you're saying is that, okay, and we could see it in the video there are a lot of people who would have been witnesses to what was occurring on that evening. I see a number of people on the side of the road, in the road. I mean, a lot of people. So when the matter, what you're saying is that when the matter is the matter is definitely apparently going to court, that these persons need to show up and give an account as to what occurred.
Well, it is their right if they believe that they can lend assistance to the court, coming to a conclusion that would augur towards what we'll call justice, augur well for justice, then they should exercise their civic responsibility in doing so. What they should not do is go to the court to advance information or supposed evidence that is false. In that regard, then they would be attracting some type of criminal investigation. So if persons are mindful that they are fully cognizant of what took place on that night or that afternoon, that evening, as the case may be, then feel free, present yourself, have a conversation, give your testimony, and let the process take its natural course.
Now, just one question here. In the video, I hear a lot of people saying, they're drunk, you're drunk, you're drunk. So my question is, who gives a police officer a breathalyzer?
Well, in the same vein, Stefan, it is easy to say things, and even as police officers, we can look at an individual and we could say you're drunk, but then there's a scientific process by which we determine that someone is drunk or that they are in excess of the alcohol limits.
Right.
So to just say it, I mean, it stimulates something, it plants a seed in a person's mind. Not to say that what is being said is true or it is false. We can't say. Okay, again, and I've said this on a number of occasions on this program. A lot of times we are misguided and misdirected by the narrative. And if it is that we really look at what is happening, we may come to, I would say, a better conclusion as opposed to being swayed by what persons within that environment may or may not want you to know or want you to believe. I'm just saying,
Okay, but you see, my question is this. If an incident occurs and the police are on the scene, okay, and let's say one of the officers appears to be intoxicated, right? And being intoxicated affects the way that they execute their duty. And there are other police around. As a civilian in a situation like that is occurring right before your eyes, if I accuse and I say, look, this officer was drinking like he drunk or what, who comes now to execute a breathalyzer to establish if the officer is intoxicated?
But that's the thing about it. You have someone who's coming and just saying this officer appears like he's drunk. And if we had to take that, Stefan, from a practical lens, if every time the police officers go to a scene, somebody in the background just come up and say, that officer look like he's drunk, and that in itself stimulates a particular type of action, which I'm thinking you are going along the lines that, all right, the other officers now, based on hearing this, should apply a breathalyzer. Then what really would be the prevailing circumstances going forward?
No. I'm saying, what I'm saying is, if I am driving on the nation roads, right, and I am pulled over by the police, they could administer a breathalyzer.
That is correct.
Correct. If I am in the middle of a confrontation with a police officer, or a situation, gets out of control, and I as a civilian say, listen, I smell alcohol on this officer, and this officer is drinking, and why he drunk? Who at that point in time, because officer is supposed to be drinking while you're on duty, who at that point in time, or how does that process occur, where I as a civilian now accusing a police officer in the execution of his duties of being intoxicated, how do I get some sort of test done on that officer so that it could be established if the officer is intoxicated or not while on duty?
Right. So I understand you fully.
And you have no answer. I'm telling you, you have no answer.
No. What I'm asking for, what I'm begging for, is that you allow me to respond.
Sure, go ahead.
If it is, I'm not making myself clear, then I will explain it differently.
Okay, go ahead.
The persons that administer those tests are police officers who were certified and they were authorized to administer those tests. All I'm asking of you, I'm shifting it now and I'm making it more practical. If it is that every time police officers respond to a situation, we can have persons jump and say, here what, this person appears to be drunk. This police officer appears to be drunk. And that in itself invokes a particular type of action from police officers that is mandatory to say, once that happens, then this officer, the breathalyzer must be administered. Don't you think, Stefan, that this is going to be a situation where persons are going to be using this type of rhetoric in order to stimulate a particular behavior, whilst ignoring what the police officers were there for in the first instance? I'm just saying. However, I'm not saying this to condone that if a police officer is, during the course of his duty, drunk, driving under the influence, that he or she should not face the full brunt of the law like any other citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. And there's nothing debarring police officers from treating with police officers regarding that particular type of behavior and activity. But I'm going specific to what you are suggesting in a situation where the average citizen could just jump up and say, here what, that police drunk, he appears drunk, or he behaving drunk. And now you change the entire picture towards that police officer, whilst ignoring why the police officers are there in the first place. So I'm hoping that you understood what I'm saying.
And I understand that completely.
Yeah.
I understand that completely. I understand what you're saying. My thing is this. If I end up in a situation where I am charged for something by an officer whom I believe at that point in time is unjust to me or overstep their bounds, right, because they may be intoxicated, when I reach the court to defend myself, that belief that I have that officer is intoxicated forms part of my evidence. But when I reach in court, if no breathalyzer was done and it was ignored, when I reach in court, I can't say, well, the officer was drinking, Your Honor. The judge will say, well, where your evidence that the officer was intoxicated? And at that point in time, I have no evidence. So it could be that I reach in court and I lost my matter because now the officer presents their matter, and the lack of evidence that I have to support my case, where I believe that the officer acted the actions were not justified towards me, and it was because the officer was intoxicated, I now have nothing to prove that. And this is why I raise the question. In a scenario like something like that occurs, where you have confusion taking place, and you may have an officer, we can't say it's not a possibility, they could be in plain clothes. They wouldn't do it in uniform, but you might have a plainclothes officer that might take a sip on the side, or wherever the case might be. You might have, it could happen, and become intoxicated and then act irrational. And that might be the senior officer. And the junior officers don't want to follow. They had to follow suit because they can't break rank.
I would ask to intervene there. Police officers are mandated to carry out lawful instructions. So the notion that because someone is senior, whether it be in rank or service, and that notwithstanding whatever they are directing, even if it is lawful that unlawful that you have to carry out,
right?
That itself is a myth. We are mandated to carry out lawful instructions.
Okay.
And I understand you fully in terms of if someone has they have made a legitimate observation, who now treats with that issue. And persons are free to go to the police station, speak to the senior police officer, and I'm saying at the station, I'm not talking about the person who was at the scene, because you mentioned there in your example that person there could have been the senior person. So whoever is at the station, in order to now have that person act regarding whatever observation they have made. All right, but it cannot be that it's just something that is, and I don't want to use the word entertain, but facilitated within the context of police officers now have to subject themselves to something whilst they were responding to treat with something else. Because someone, and I don't want to use the word conveniently, but it comes to mind, decide here what it is happening. This person is drunk. And again, this is without prejudice to the matter at hand, because I know that there are a lot of utterances that were made during those interactions. This is generally speaking.
Right.
But for the record, I am saying it, for the record, police officers are not to be using alcohol whilst on duty, and they are not to be drinking and driving police vehicles. So that is straight out. That is against our policy. It is against the laws of Trinidad and Tobago. And any officer, for that matter, who is guilty of that type of behavior will be brought to the court, just as in other instances where police runs afoul of the law. So it's not a matter of condoning something, but it's a matter of, let's be practical regarding how police officers have to engage their course of duty, sometimes within hostile situations where persons may be making utterances that may not necessarily be correct.
Okay. I'm not saying that the utterance is correct. Yeah? I'm looking at...
Yeah, you're talking generally.
I'm talking in general, but I'm looking at the transparency in terms of, or the system that is in place in terms of, even if you go to the station and you ask for the senior officer, and you ask the senior officer, you say, listen, this officer was taking a little sip on his side, thinking intoxicated, and he acting irrationally, you know. Now, it may not be that he is acting, he might be in his rights, in accordance to the law, in the execution of his duty and whatever your offense might have been. But upon that request, there has to be a proper system in place as to that request being administered in order to form some part of evidence. Because even somebody telling me here, is a losing, if an officer is intoxicated while on duty, it is a losing battle for the citizen, because the citizen at a disadvantage. And this is what the public would believe.
Well, they would believe that, but I can tell you there are police officers who would charge for, being intoxicated, if you would use that term, right? Driving under the influence, which is the common charge regarding that type of activity, and even disciplinary-wise. So it's not a case of us burying our heads in the sand and saying, well, all right, there's no methods or process by which we can manage that type of behavior. Yeah, it is something that, as I said before, it's against policy, it's against the rules, it's against the laws. And, we would want that when our officers engage members of the public, that they are, all their faculties are intact, so to speak.
Right.
To suggest, I'm hoping that to suggest that we would condone that just to maintain a particular image, that nothing could be further from the truth.
Okay. Before we run out of time here, we take up a lot of time with that, so I have about probably 7 minutes or so. I don't go on past 7 o'clock, so we're 6 minutes past the hour, 7 o'clock, people. All right? There is one other issue that I really want to bring to the fore here. It's been a concern raised by Tutor, the NPTA. We know that we have police officers deployed in certain schools now. Some schools where officers are not deployed, the Commissioner of Police has said or indicated that there will be regular patrols of police officers around those schools. There was a concern about Southeast and why they didn't get any police officers. I think it was DCP, that's his rank, right? DCP Benjamin?
Yes, that is correct.
Right. He said that, where there are no police officers, there will be regular patrols and police presence, right? There have been concerns about police officers, firearms, and those things being, around schools. I am saying I have no problem with that because I believe that the officers, despite the conversation we just had, I believe that the officers that are on duty or the officers within the TTPS are responsible to know how to, and they are properly trained in dealing with persons within that environment. Okay? So I don't know if you could elaborate on the type of training that an officer may receive in terms of entering an environment of that where we're dealing with minors.
Excellent question, and I'm glad that you raised it.
Yeah.
So those officers targeted specifically for treating with the school environment, yes, they underwent a specific type of training in order that they behave and they carry themselves in a particular way that is conducive to that type of environment. So we know that school is supposed to be a place of sanctity, a place of learning, and you don't want to put students and educators in a position where they believe they are in harm's way by the persons who are supposed to be providing that level of security.
Right.
So I can assure members of the public this morning that those officers received training that is consistent and conducive to the type of environment that they are going to be functioning in.
Yeah, because, one caller raised an issue yesterday, and then I was talking to somebody yesterday, and it actually happened there, where there was a school that was broken into in the night. So one caller called in yesterday, but I told him, I said, listen, you can't put police in the night with the security to take the school. It's about the school violence, and this is an initiative to deal with the school violence, right, and indiscipline. If there is a break-in in the night, the security calls the police respond accordingly to any break-in at any school or whatever. And it just so happened that the man called and said that yesterday. When I out the road now yesterday, I hear about a break-in at a particular school on like the first or the second day, on the first day of school, that school opened back. A school was broken into. You know what I mean? But in situations like that, and in terms of this initiative itself, right? There are some things that have been reported. Maybe you could concur or deny. There have been reports of gang influence in terms of certain schools. Students are under some heavy gang influence. There has been accusations of drugs being used at the schools by students, things like that. And I would imagine, and of course we have bullying and everything that comes with it. We have students who are on their way home from school and they are, they're either robbed or beaten or bullied or whatever the case might be. In terms of all of those things that are happening amongst the youth within the school system. There are a lot of students that go to school to learn, and their lives are being disrupted by those who choose the other route, right? In terms of dealing with children as it relates to incidents like that, what does the law state in terms of a police officer executing their duty where minors are involved?
Well, the law is clear. Notwithstanding someone might be a minor, it doesn't mean to say that save and except they are DOLA Incopax. And DOLA Incopax is a stage. It's persons below the age of 8 who are more or less seen by the law as being unable to commit crimes because of their mental state at the point in time, or their level of maturity. They don't have that level of intention because of their lack of maturity, so to speak. Notwithstanding that, a person can be a minor, but they can still face the full letter of the law, as we would say it, regarding whatever offense that they may have committed. And oftentimes, persons, students and adults alike, or I should say children and adults alike, are of the view that because children are involved, that they should get a slap on the wrist or they should be dealt with differently. And as much as that type of thinking has its place, and we would want to have what we may call progressive discipline and progressive layers of control, it doesn't mean to say that on certain occasions, in order to create that deterrence, we must, Stefan, let persons know and be aware that it's not a case that this type of behavior will go without consequence, and consequence from the perspective of children being charged and placed before the courts.
Right.
So it's no secret that we have been seeing a lot of incidents that had you as a host and a lot of your viewership very, very much concerned.
Yeah.
And from a policing perspective, it's a tremendous, that concern is inflated, because we are not only looking at now, we are looking at years down the road when these persons become adults. So we need to stop it at this point in time. And if stopping it means that they need to face the consequences from the perspective of going to the court immediately, then so be it. I don't want to use the word desperate, but it's the only word that is coming to mind. Desperate times calls for desperate measures, and we need to treat with it.
Is there any provision in place with the police dealing with the parents?
Well,
like the police. No, I mean, if your child is caught in something, all right, it's not going to be in other words, it's not going to be the school calling in the parents to deal with the parents. This is going to be a policing matter now.
And it's a good question. Forgive my smirk. It's a good question, and the reason why I smirk is because oftentimes we have the discussion as to whether parents should be held to account for not properly supervising their children and not growing their children in a way that would make them productive citizens and persons who would go into a school environment and behave themselves appropriately.
Yeah.
So hold the parents to account, and in some jurisdictions they have practiced that, and to some level of success. But there will always be the argument that you make children and you don't make their mind. So it goes both ways. So when you brought it into the discussion, I smirk because I know that it's something that has been largely debated within our jurisdiction. Having said that, though, there are incidents I would think that the parents would be called in, and based on the merit of that particular situation, that might be warranted. There are others, though, that they might be called into the station in order to treat with their child from the perspective of now providing that type of support from in relation to their child or their children being suspects or persons who are going to be charged.
Right.
Representatives, as we would deem it from a policing perspective. So it doesn't mean to say that our response will be subject to having parents be present, or having parents now come into the mix in order for us to go further. That would be based on the situation at hand and whether we believe that that type of approach is appropriate at that point in time.
All right. Well, Pitt, we're out of time, but I want to thank you for your time this morning. Yes, in your seat this morning, boy. Greenwich must be smiling.
Yes.
Say no home. But thanks a lot. And we will see how things materialize with that matter with Freeport, and we'll see how things materialize with the initiative now with the police officers in the schools. All right? Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you often say the hot seat, Stefan. I must applaud you for always being candid and bringing the situation real. And, you know, we will respond and we will respond appropriately. Not all topics are going to be topics that, you know, easy to discuss or are easy topics, so to speak.
Right.
But we are going to be as transparent as possible as a policing organization because we know that our citizens demand it.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. Well said. All right, that's acting ASP Pit on the inside, man. And hopefully I'll see him at the Breaking Dawn Christmas party this year. All right. I think he was there last year, was he? I know Greenwich was there. But Pitt, I think Pitt was on operation. Yeah. All right, so Flo, cricket, CPL, that's what we're talking about. And hey, Darren Bravo on the real heat, you know, boy. Oh, good, boy. They're saying, Dwayne, it's other ways to show brotherly love. You don't have to pick your brother. You know what I mean? But if Darren Bravo pick up a form, we go be good to go. All right? He could destroy any bowling attack. But right now, he's not in too much form. Flo's bringing the cricket action home. Win an all-inclusive finals home line when you sign up for the Everything You Need plan. Plus, enjoy 25% off for 6 months. Flo, the official telecommunications partner of the Trinbago Knight Riders. This is NLCB approved. All right? So make sure and check out Flo as it relates to that. Also, Keolic, I want to remind you about all of the products in the Keolic range. That's right, and over 900 scientific research and clinical trials, all made from the aged garlic extract. We're talking about the Keolic cleanse and digestion, the blood pressure health, the total heart health, the cholesterol health, the circulation health, all proven to be effective in sustaining healthy levels. They also have the Keo Green Powder Drink Mix and the Keodophilus Probiotics. So you could pick up any product in the Keolic range by visiting a pharmacy or health store across the country. And for more information, you can WhatsApp 728-0338. That is 728-0338. With that, we take a break. When we come back, I might have a little time to take a few calls, but you'll have to keep your comments very quick and to the point because we've got Pastor John coming up after that. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
Okay, honey, let me call you back now. And now seeing her coming through the door, and I'm sure is the results she's coming with. That's your father. He's so excited about these results. Let me see.
It's not looking very good.
Ooh, 5 in maths, 4 in English. This really not looking good. But don't worry. Just this morning, I see elders' classes advertised online, so we will go across to elders and let them put you on the right path, okay?
We offer a wide range of CSEC subjects and SAT prep classes. We are tried, trusted, and proven.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both with foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their two locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Have you thought about where you're going for lunch today? Well, Tanti's Creole Food serves the best in local dishes at a great price. They're located at Altars Panyard, Duke Street, Port of Spain. They offer the best in Creole, Chinese, and curry dishes. Don't miss their after-work special and soup Saturdays. It's cow heel, oxtail, pigtail, and chicken foot soup. And also, fish broth is on the menu. Give them a call or WhatsApp 734-3398 or simply visit them at the All-Star Panyard, Duke Street, Port of Spain. Safe and secure parking is also available. Tanti's Creole Food, the best in town. Check them out today.
Why just manage disease when you can reverse it? At Setwaya's Holistic Health Clinic, we don't just mask symptoms, we focus on reversing illness naturally. Imagine freedom from medications and the cycle of dependence. Our approach dives deep into uncovering root causes without herbs, tonics, or medications. From diabetes and heart disease to mental health, obesity, and more, our personalized care is transforming lives. Ready to begin? Book your consultation today, either in our San Fernando office or online. Call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. Your health journey starts now at Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, where transformation is within reach.
Open Minds Education, Trinidad and Tobago. Hear me now. Click in, level up. School up on your phone, you know.
Learn today, lead tomorrow. We're ready for your growth. Farm 5C6 adult class, take the oath. No traffic, no stress, just log in and post. Open Minds Education, TNT we both.
You want pass exam? Cool, we start that. Replay the lesson till the knowledge lock back. Real teacher with feedback, no copy, no chat.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Lisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
All right, people, so we're back. As we return, I want to remind you about Eden Heights. That's right, Eden Heights Clinic, one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prolozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb bagging, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. They also offer consultation services in live blood analysis, arthritis, detox programs, supplements, knee, shoulder, back pain, and more. You can get in contact with them now. You can visit them at any one of their 3 locations in Trin City, Chaguanas, or Tobago. And you could give them a call on 640-8985, 613-7571, or you could WhatsApp them on 493-9196, or email them at edenheightsdistributors@gmail.com. Make sure and check them out today. Now, with that, we have about 6 minutes. I could accommodate some calls. I couldn't take the calls while Pit was on because we were pressed for time, but I will take some very quick ones. Quick calls in this little segment here before we get to Pastor John. Hello, good morning. Share your thoughts.
Morning, Stefan. One of the most dangerous things is an officer who you feel intoxicated and you're sure you're smelling rum on the man's breath.
Yeah.
That's one of the most dangerous situations to be in. And you see, other officers too, other officers get put in a funny place to be. You could see in the batch behaving in a particular way. And they're trying to quell a situation, but at the same time, it's a funny place to be in. As I can only imagine how
especially if it's the
feel,
senior officer. If the senior officer is the man that's intoxicated, the juniors can't do nothing. They have to follow suit.
Especially now in the station, they could whisper and say, "Oh, let's try and keep him inside." Now they could whisper there and try and think. But when they reach outside, they know that situation. It's a real hard place to be in. And most I could tell the public, if it is you feel officer intoxicated, just try and stay calm. Don't act up too much. Don't protect your life. Afterwards, you go deal with it after. But try to protect your life. But it's just don't aggravate the situation.
Yeah.
But anything could happen. Anything could happen. That's
agreed. It's true. You stay calm. Just answer the questions. Go through the process, because any kind of resistance. And this is my thing. How do we trust that system works, that officer could be held accountable? Hello, good morning. That's the question I'm asking. Pit.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning, my dear.
Yes, good morning. I just wanted to thank Mr. Haynes for calling and giving that comprehensive breakdown of the airport parking, because I couldn't be a teacher, because I cannot get things across properly like how he did this morning. He could be a teacher. That was very well said and very well put together. That is why he is the GM there and not me. Okay, goodbye.
All right, cool, no problem. I just want to mention here, according to Police Service Regulations 2007, Section 150, where an officer on duty is suspected to be under the influence, he can be required to submit himself. He can be required to submit himself to a breath test in accordance with the principles of the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act, Chapter 4850, as amended. So he could be required to submit himself. Boy. Morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. They could require him to submit himself to the test. They could require him, yeah. Morning, yeah.
Yes, Stefan. The problem is, remember, a drunk officer with a firearm. You really don't want to rile him up,
That's a recipe for disaster, yeah.
That is a recipe for disaster. I remember some years ago, a senior policeman passing by a bar and see them boys in uniform in a police vehicle sit down by the bar drinking. But when she went and scattered the crowd, Yeah, she went and run them, because at the end of the day, how that looking?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And then I passed through a roadblock at time and see a man conducting road traffic duties with a stag in his hand.
Wow. All right. And you see, in the video here, you see several people saying, but they're drunk. I don't think that is the first thing would jump out of people's mouth unless they suspect that the officers or they saw the officers drinking. I don't think they would just say, look, they're drunk. In a situation like that, they have so many other things that they could have said. Look, police brutality. You know what I mean? But the crowd is saying, you're drunk. You understand what I'm saying? Morning.
Morning.
Yeah, man.
What I saw there was excessive force and police brutality. You could have simply handcuffed the man, put him in the vehicle, and came down the road if they wanted to do so.
Yeah.
Whatever was the situation, even though it's a state of emergency, the police still have to act within the realm of the law and conduct themselves according to police procedure. This is why I'm saying now that the Police Complaints Authority should be inducted into the police service with prosecutorial powers to deal with officers of that nature. So then you'll be able to listen to John public now and not be subjected to what is happening in the court and look at what are the police procedures and laws that we will deal with these matters accordingly. So Mr. Pitt would have to come and defend his officers and use all the other arms on his side and not listen to the other side, because justice is listening to both sides before you come to a conclusion.
Yeah.
You have a good morning.
All right, thanks a lot. And we have seen police vehicles parked up outside of bars while on duty. We've seen officers at bars while on duty, but some of them are in uniform and other uniform. You understand what I'm saying? I'll see if I can squeeze two more. This one and one more. Hello, good morning.
Very, very good morning to you, Stefan.
Yeah, man.
The cow situation in the Caroni area here by the roundabout, the information site, all by Motor Vehicle Authority, is getting totally ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now, I talked to Pit about this in your station, and I tell him that I couldn't quote the chapter and the act, but the law specifically states that all domesticated animal must be tethered or corral. Tethered mean tie or corral mean fence around. Now, these animals that is causing havoc on the road, nobody claims them, but these are not wild animals. These are animals that is owned by somebody.
That's right.
Or other people.
That's
because every animal have a tag in the ears, so it could be traced and tracked. Now, when you collide with an animal there, I mean, is you losing? What, we waiting until somebody to die, a child to die? This is what we're waiting on before the authorities action. And one more thing, all these signs on the road, where they have, they show you cow crossing, every single sign is illegal. That is placed, that's supposed to be placed where is wild animal, like in the US. Deer crossing, bear crossing, and whatnot. Right? Because nobody owned the deer and the bear in the forest.
Right.
So, Stefan, yes. So I talked to Pit and he said, caller, I will, next week, I will give you the answer. And I did get through, and I did talk to Pit, and Pit said, caller, he was correct. So what are we doing about this? All the best. Have a great morning.
No problem. Point taken. Point taken. I'll take this final call. Hello, good morning. Morning.
Morning.
Hi.
I'm calling about the airport thing.
Sure, go ahead.
The machines that were at immigration, it was two entities that were using it. Airports Authority had migrated, had it, but the information there couldn't be migrated into the immigration network because they have an exclusive data storage with the person who provides their whole system. So at the time when the machines were there, Airports Authority had placed persons asking them if they're willing to do two sets of information input. Sometimes people said yes, but most people chose no. Immigration was the one who collected the data that would be disseminated to the rest of the service, so that's where it ended up being.
Okay.
Two pet peeves of mine for the airport. OB saw the signs for Barbados in tourism. There's no citizen sign for Trinidadians. It says citizens, residents, and CARICOM nationals. So we have no exclusive line, right?
Okay.
So when you stand up behind somebody who taken forever, that's because they have no status and something may be wrong with their immigration status as a CARICOM member. So that is why citizens take long in their line. Visitors get through faster.
Wow.
The third thing is, on the ED card, 17-year-old and above are allowed to buy alcohol and cigarettes in duty-free. So when we change in the age for local, that has to be changed on the form as well.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Thanks
have a good morning.
Yep, have a good one. All right, nice one. The airport is the airport is an issue for plenty people, boy. Plenty people have a few things with the airport, but the airport does need to improve. All right, so we got to go to the break. And when we come back, Pastor John will be with us. Stay tuned. We're coming back after this. It is Wednesday morning. It is breaking dawn. We're 26 minutes away from the hour of 8 o'clock. Ah, boy. And, the show continues.
Cricket is Caribbean passion, pure energy and pride. That's why Flow is proud to be the official telecommunications partner of the Trinbago Knight Riders for CPL 2025. Get a chance to win all-inclusive finals home lines when you sign up for the Everything You Need plan. Plus, enjoy 25% off for 6 months. One identity, one beat, one rhythm. Visit discoverflow.co to learn more. Promotion approved by the NLCB. Terms and conditions apply.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE, that is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Hey boy, oh boy.
What's going on? Why are you looking stressed out?
Why if you need no real pressure right now trying to register for my associate degree? It's real expensive, plus I have no maths. I didn't pass maths. Real pressure. You know what to do right here. Oh, you looking happy, so?
But I must be happy. I get all my subjects, plus I get one in law. So I looking to go and register to do my law degree right now.
Serious?
But why you didn't do Form 6 like me? In LS, it's free, plus your parents could save money for your university as well. And you could even do your maths at the same time.
I could do over my maths?
I'm telling you. Let me go now and register.
I have to go and sign up for it.
But you sticking, you should have come here a long time, you know.
Right? I'm so glad you told me about this. I'm really thankful. Like,
We offer a wide range of CSEC subjects and SAT prep classes. We are tried, trusted, and proven.
Welcome to South Point Hotel Barbados, your gateway to a luxury oasis of tranquility, comfort, and impeccable service. Nestled along the popular south coast of Barbados, South Point Hotel is a true haven for those seeking relaxation, rejuvenation, and unforgettable experiences. From the moment you arrive, you'll be enveloped by an ambiance of serenity that effortlessly blends with the stunning flora and fauna surrounding you. The accommodations are spacious, elegant, and thoughtfully designed to ensure maximum comfort. Each room offers a perfect retreat where you can unwind, rejuvenate, and be pampered with the exceptional service of attentive staff. Indulge in the extraordinary at Driftwood, the in-house restaurant, where culinary excellence meets coastal charm. Driftwood's menu is a celebration of fresh, local ingredients, expertly crafted to create a dining experience that will take your palate on a delightful gastronomic journey the Bajan way. Whether you're here to relax by the pool, enjoy a delicious meal, or explore the enchanting beaches nearby, every moment at South Point Hotel is crafted to exceed your expectations. Book your stay today and immerse yourself in the luxury oasis that South Point Hotel offers. Discover a destination where every detail is thoughtfully curated for your enjoyment. South Point Hotel Barbados, creating memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, email them at reservations@southpointhotelbarbados.com or call 1246-424-7744 or check out the website www.southpointbarbados.com. Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Leisha high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Leisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canoopia. Chic Leisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their two locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Rollins Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Open Minds Education, Trinidad and Tobago. Hear me now. Click in, level up. School up on your phone.
Yes, I am.
Learn
Good
today,
morning, sir.
tomorrow we're ready for your growth. Farm 5C6 adult class.
We're talking about
traffic, no
diabetes,
stress, just like
diabetes
Open
again.
Minds Education, TNT we both.
You want pass exam? Cool, we start that. Replay the lesson till the knowledge lock back. Real teacher with feedback, no copy, no chat.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78 Bamboo Settlement number 2 Valsane between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
All right, people, 18 minutes away from the hour of 8 o'clock. And for the next 15, we're going to be joined by Pastor John. Pastor John, we have him via Zoom. Good morning to you, man.
Good morning, sir.
All right, so talk to us.
I want to talk to everyone today to take their health seriously, because when you look at diabetes, it's the doorway. It's a metaphorical statement, meaning it's a doorway or entryway to all manner of disease. And I think people need to understand that. Like, you could have cancer without diabetes, or you could have cancer and never get diabetes. However, if you have diabetes, you put yourself at risk for cancer. And that statement goes for every type of disease, from arthritis to everything. Diabetes is the doorway because it affects your endothelium, the lining of the red blood vessel. It affects everything of your ecosystem, that to the point whereby the immune system mistake the insulin producing cells and destroy them. That's when you have type 1 diabetes. So we have to take care of our diabetes, anybody that have it. Anyone that has diabetes needs to regulate your endothelium, the lining of your red blood vessel. It could Google it in a way that you could maybe remember and understand it, because these type of words, endothelium and so on, sometimes they don't spell it right. But if you ask Google, what is your lining of the red blood vessel, then it will tell you the same thing I'm saying to you, and what it causes in the whole entire system. He had risk for people with kidney failure. Large portion of people who have kidney problems today is because of diabetes. A1C is too high. You got nerve damage, A1C. You got nerve damage, diabetes. You got vision problems, could be diabetes. The list, if I stand here and speak to you, honestly, I could speak all day long about the danger of diabetes. And the painful thing is, the church, like, we lost our way when it comes to health. We have a health awareness day, and that health awareness day becomes someone testing you for diabetes or testing you for something, but you're home with the same problem. You march for cancer. You buy the the pink t-shirts and whatever the case might be. All these things are good intention, but it's not bringing resolve to the problem. The people are going back home with the same problem. Everybody marched for the past 70 years. This month is Polycystic Ovaries Month and Prostate Cancer Month. All these awareness month is just good intentions. But until you learn how to alkaline the blood, until you learn how to eradicate dysbiosis, until we learn how to restore the immune system, until we learn how to eradicate chronic inflammation, the human being will continue to struggle with disease after disease every month or every so often. A new disease pop up in the world today only because of different variants and pathogens keep interacting with each other. So my advice to people, if you don't treat diabetes, the severities of the complication is directly related to the extent to which diabetes can manage and control all the other diseases that comes your way. So sometimes I wish I could answer some of the audience questions, but we only have 15 minutes. But the point is, we have to take care of ourselves, and the Phytopower Sugar Blocker Power Pack will help to restore the immune system. That's why I'm telling people every day, look at it here. All over. Don't wait until it's too late. We have a lady right now, the people call me this Monday. Oh, we've been listening to you on this program breaking down for a long time. But I wanted to read up on the products and so on. But they call to say bad news, they never get it.
Right.
Because they call an audit on Monday, the lady was dead by Tuesday. We could have never give it to her. It was too late.
Wow.
People have to wake up and take action for themselves. It was too late.
But at what stage do we establish that it's too late?
It's too late can be anytime. The minute you have a condition, you should take care of it, because it's like having a leaky roof and you hoping doing nothing, the roof will repair itself. But in terms of terminal illness like cancer and so on, they give you stages. Like the 4th stage is like getting too late to do something.
Right.
I was lucky. I had stage 4 cancer. For me, it was in my prostate. And then they said they can do nothing. Hospice, 7 months to live. So for me to overcome it with my prayers and going very hard, I'm not telling anybody things it's cheap. Stop skinning up your face and talking about it's too expensive. We got to make sacrifices. I understand what it means to be poor. But at the same time, we have to make those choices.
Right.
This product here, I am blown away that for the first time, Wall Street, I don't know if anybody know about Wall Street. We do trading every single day. A Wall Street company came to the company that manufactured these phytopowers and paid them millions of dollars for the rights for it. September 3rd, it's all over Wall Street. Yesterday it was on CNN. The same product that I have in my hand here, that investors are holding it in their hand after the scientists examine it and see that it's 100% vegan, to see how it will restore all the good bacteria back into your system. Therefore, anybody can tell you their product is good. And I'm not condemning other people's product. Maybe it's good. That's for them to say. But I'm saying to you, this is so powerful that even Wall Street wants part of the action. All the people on Wall Street and all over the world, all the big billionaires now are looking at it because they want to live a healthier and better life. and we have it here reasonably enough for some sacrifices. You can now have the body reverse diabetes. You can now have the system. I just had a gentleman, 25 years, he on pumps, he on patches. That is when things get real bad. Sometimes you faint in a day. Sometimes you end up with a diabetic stroke. And sometimes you die from diabetes. Your amputation. More people are amputees due to diabetes than all the wars put together. World War I, World War II, and all the different Persian Gulf War and everything people fight. And accidents. More people are amputees because of diabetes. It's a serious problem. Europe, it's big in Europe. In the Caribbean, it's big. I bring bad news to Trinidad because Trinidad is get vexed when anybody take away the thing. Trinidad used to lead the Caribbean, the whole world in diabetes. Now Barbados take it over. Trinidad and vexed because them and the flying fish and all kind of different stuff.
Barbados has a higher rate of diabetes than Trinidad and Tobago now?
Yes, the past Trinidad and Tobago.
Really?
Yes, but they said Trinidadian vex. How could you take over? I was here first. It's crazy stuff that's taking place in the world. Trinidad was the highest rate of diabetes per capita in the entire world. All them sugar people like, and all them song they make sugar this and sugar boom boom and all kind of boom boom sugar and all kind of stuff they used to they sing, and every time you say sugar, Trinidad woman sweet. Now we could say maybe you start calling them Pomsite, Gugu Beth, or Tanka Bean, but not sugar. So run from it. But Barbados have the highest rate. They went up high, boy. The highest rate of diabetes per capita is 16.3% in the world.
Wow.
Diabetes, and Trinidad is 12.7%. So they pass and leading the whole pack. Brazil is 7%. America is 9.5%. Jamaica
9.5 America?
9.5%.
Ooh, I would have thought America would have been higher than that, but nevertheless.
No. Yeah, but that's the number. I didn't get quite 10% yet.
Okay.
And the pre-diabetic becomes even worse in terms of numbers. Those are people who have diabetes. I just speak to a doctor. I can't call a name and which hospital he work with. But his job I don't even want to say, I'm going to say Trinidad because I don't want nobody to identify nobody. And not even say the country. His job was to cutting off people's foot every week. Until he had to lay down and start to cut off his toe. He called me in secret. He says that I can't tell people my name, but I want that thing I see you on TV talking about. He saw it. He called in secret.
Yeah.
Because the same doctor that cut off your foot is the same doctor they're cutting off your toes now, ready to cut off the foot. I thought in Trinidad they used to cut off your hand when you don't see, but now they're cutting off foot and hand. A man sang a song, he was going home to cut off his children's hand. I heard that song some time ago. I forget the guy's name. But nevertheless,
but it's a serious thing.
No, it's serious, man.
I think if you allow yourself to reach to that point, I don't know, boy, something had to be wrong with you. Because if you get, most people when they get sick and they have, like diabetes or maybe cancer or high blood pressure or whatever the case might be, you tend to do what you have to do to be least affected by that disease. You adjust your lifestyle then. If you reach at that point where you have to lose a limb, then I don't know.
This is a result of the culture we raised. I was raised in church, and some of the cultures we raised in, we gotta start changing it, because we raised with the intention that everything that happened to us you just get a touch and it go away without spending any money. That miracle stuff we have in your mind. While I'm not condemning and miracles still happen, but that's maybe one of the setback for a lot of people that getting hurt today, because when they get it, they say, okay, I believe I will get a miracle and it's going to happen, and somebody go put their hand on my head and it go away fast and all kind of different stuff. So subconsciously, we are not raised in terms of taking care of ourselves properly, to go and get the right food and put in our system. Nobody never teaches these things.
Yeah.
So it bleed over in society that the decision to take action is much slower than the person who maybe didn't raise in the culture that we raise in today. But most of us have that subconscious mind that is going to fix itself. I'm a good lady, I'm a good man, and God will just wake up one morning and he will just disappear and all the different type of stuff.
Yeah.
I am not trying to talk religion to nobody, but I'm saying in my world where I was raised in, I believe we were raised in a culture that hurt the people eventually subconsciously.
All right. We have about a minute left, so I want to remind people that the product is available, and all you have to do is order the product. The number is on the screen. You can WhatsApp Pastor John on 1516-286-7079. That is 1516-286-7079. Feel free to contact him, whether you're calling him on WhatsApp or you're messaging him on WhatsApp to get more information on the product. And also remember that the product is not intended to diagnose, treat, mitigate, cure, or prevent any disease. And statements made about the products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Now, as we say that last part, many people ask, when you say it's not been approved by the Food and Drug Administration, if you could just very quickly explain why that statement is in there.
Yes, it's a few reasons, but very quickly. It's not approved. No dietary supplement is approved by the FDA. When you go to your pharmacy or your health food stores, anything that you buy today, read the bottom and you will see the label that we cannot make any medical claim. They put it there to protect the consumer also, because the people used to go around and tell people all kind of lie about the product, and sometimes they buy just to get the money. So therefore, you know in advance, we cannot make no medical claim.
Right.
So while we say it is the law that we must say it and give the disclaimer every time I speak about health and about the products. It's on every package in the entire world. The medical industry wanted to get rid of dietary supplement. In 1994, Bill Clinton signed the bill. John McCain, who died in the Senate, he's the one who vote the last vote that needed to pass this bill. And he said only one condition he will approve it is that it have a disclaimer, that they make a disclaimer on it. And therefore, we get it approved in 1994. Else you will not hear nothing about dietary supplement, ever.
Wow.
What?
All right, so you get a little history there on that, people. So remember, once again, as we wrap up, 1516-286-7079. That is 1516-286-7079. You could give Pastor John a call, you could message him, you could get more information on the product, and you could even participate in part of his Zoom classes, which he does absolutely free. So make sure and contact him today and find out more about these products that are available to you. And I'm telling you, it tastes good. All right? You know, long time they used to say things that has worked don't taste good for you. Things that good for you don't taste good, or something to that effect. They used to say that long time.
That's what they used to say, but these things tasting good.
But this tasting good. All right? So I tell you what, thanks a lot, Pastor John.
You're welcome, sir. God bless you.
All right, man. So that's Pastor John on the inside. We got a final break this morning. When we come back, we got the birthdays to get to, and then we are out of here for this Wednesday. Tomorrow, Thursday, we have a terrific initiative as it relates to chess. And you'll learn more about that tomorrow. But we take this break and come back with the birthdays.
This is TNT's first gospel choir event of its kind. It's finally here. This is Divine Harmony. Choirs from all over the country will vie for over $250,000 in prizes. Semi-final round, the East-West Corridor, Saturday, September 20th, Central and South Trinidad, Saturday, September 27th, and Tobago, Saturday, October 4th. To register, call 719-9599. TNT, get ready. This is Divine Harmony.
Everybody say that. Downers Educational Institute is the top private school in Trinidad and Tobago with 35 years experience and tremendous student success. One of the most trusted education providers in the industry. Downers offers full-time day school classes for forms 1 to 5 and evening classes for primary level standards 2 to 5, secondary level forms 1 to 5 and also classes for adults and repeaters. For CSEC, Downers covers the business subjects and is one of the few private schools that offer the science subjects, physics, chemistry and biology as well. Online classes are currently being offered in all areas. However, Downers Educational is flexible and will adjust as the situation changes to offer both online and in-person schooling. They also offer affordable pricing and flexible payment plans. Downers Educational, located at number 92 Charlotte Street, Port of Spain. Call 627-9491 or WhatsApp 737-8006 and 471-0477. Visit their website, downerseducationalinstitute.com. Email downersedu@gmail.com or find them on Facebook at Downers Educational Institute. Downers Educational, offering success through quality education.
Every day at the castle, long before we open our doors, our work begins. Our famous seasonings are mixed in advance. We select our fresh chicken parts and prep our delicious sides. Then we fire up the fryers and rotisserie oven. Everything is made with tasty local herbs, spices, and the same long-loved recipe since 1968. So, when you come in, remember that we uphold our culture and our taste just for you. We are your Royal Castle.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Leisha high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Leisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Leisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Why just manage disease when you can reverse it? At Setwaya's Holistic Health Clinic, we don't just mask symptoms, we focus on reversing illness naturally. Imagine freedom from medications and the cycle of dependence. Our approach dives deep into uncovering root causes without herbs, tonics, or medications. From diabetes and heart disease to mental health, obesity, and more, our personalized care is transforming lives. lives. Ready to begin? Book your consultation today, either in our San Fernando office or online. Call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. Your health journey starts now at Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, where transformation is within reach.
Okay, honey, let me call you back now. And now seeing her coming through the door, and I'm sure is the results she coming with. That's your father. He's so excited about these results. Let me see.
It's not looking very good.
Ooh, 5 in maths, 4 in English. This really not looking good. But don't worry. Just this morning, I see elders' classes advertised online. So we will go across to elders and let them put you on the right path, okay?
We offer a wide range of CSEC subjects and SAT prep classes. We are tried, trusted, and proven.
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed, fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, we can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secured parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet, located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
All right, people, so we're back. We got some birthdays to get to. 9 to be exact, so we're going to get to that immediately. We are 8 minutes past the hour, 8 o'clock. I'll go over my time again. All right, so we want to say happy birthday to a lovely daughter in Aliyah Marie Thompson. She is 7 years old today, and this is coming from your parents, Nicole and Richie Thompson, and your brothers, Nicholas and Jaheem. Blessings to you. And may the Almighty always protect and guide you. So that is Aliyah Marie Thompson. Nice, man. Also, we got to say good morning, Stefan and team, wishing my dad, Sukdeo Bazdeo, a happy birthday blessing. This is coming from his loving children, Crystal and Christian. His grandchildren, JL, Deborah, and Aidan. Also, his brothers, Harry Bazdeo, Puran Basdio, and his loving sisters, Betty, Dulari, Chandra, and Indra. Wishing him all God's blessings on his birthday. Nice one. Also, happy birthday shout out going out to Kurt Suchan. Kurt Suchan, this is coming from your wife, Susie. And happy birthday to you. And we do hope that you enjoy your day. All right, Kurt? Nice one. We didn't get any picture, Kurt. Also, happy 5th birthday going out to Zinedine from your family and friends. I would imagine he's named after Zinedine Zidane. I'm thinking along those lines. So Zinedine, happy birthday to you, man. Good 5 years. Please wish Daniel Luke Gopal a happy 10th birthday. From his grandmother, his mom and dad, his brother Liam, and Auntie Mel. So happy birthday going out to Daniel Luke Gopal. Also, happy 47th anniversary to some grandparents here. from their 3 daughters, Kathy, Stacy, and Lindsay. 3 son-in-laws, Nikki, Karen, and Sheldon. And 4 grandchildren, Nathan, Chelsea, Aiden, and Asa. All right, so happy 47th anniversary to this lovely couple. From their daughters, sons-in-law, and grandchildren. We did not get your names. They forgot to put that. All right. Here we go. Also, we got to say happy birthday going out to Lisa. All right? Just now, eh? All right, all right. I'm privileged to wish my beautiful daughter Lisa, who chose me to become a mother, and nothing makes me more happy than having such a beautiful, loving daughter in more ways than I can imagine. I'm also proud of her becoming the woman she is today, from a young girl to the woman she became, to the woman she's become, and she's taken all the values I instilled in her. Wishing you continued God's richest blessings to you, my world, with the best of health and happiness, long life and continued being the beautiful woman with love for others, patience and understanding and knowledge God bless, that God blessed you with. So much I could continue expressing, but most of all, Mommy loves you all. A mother can love her child. Mommy loves you all that a mother could love a child. My special daughter, enjoy a special day with love and many more years to celebrate. All right. That was a bit lengthy, but all right. Also, we got to say happy birthday going out to Suzanne Gemma Gordon. Suzanne Gemma Gordon, she watches the show every morning and repeat. Yes, that's right, and repeat. Happy 59th birthday, Mom, coming from your kids, Ellis, Alicia, and Emily. Grandkids, Faith, Sacred, Serenity, and Jafari. And from your husband, Brito. May the Lord continue to bless you, to see many more years to come and grant you all that you ask for. Do enjoy to the fullest. We love you dearly. Have a blessed day and enjoyable day. Nice. All right, lovely. And that is Suzanne. Lovely. And finally, oh, good Lord. Happy birthday going out to Sean. Happy birthday going out to Sean, who does not like to take pictures. From all of us, especially Sarah, with love. All right, easy, Sean. And I would imagine this is the closest that they could have got to Sean. Yeah? All right, nice one. So with that, we wrap up for today, people. Tomorrow is Thursday. We do it all over again. We look forward to your calls and your comments. We do have a guest coming in. We don't have Dr. Watson tomorrow. Remember, she's every other week. But we do have some guests coming in as it relates to the chess, a chess initiative in the schools. All right? So we're going to talk about that with them tomorrow. But we'll have other issues to talk about, including the Forex article and Foster Cummins. 2 Fs. So look out for all of that. Until tomorrow, have a great day. We're gone.
Good morning. Welcome